Hello, hello, hello. Have no fear. Autoimmune prepper. Yep, I'm still here. I hope everyone is doing wonderful. Haven't been here in a minute, and I know I'm spanking my hand for that. But I've been kind of working on some other things. I have a podcast that I've started with my co-host here, Almond Joy. And but I wanted to switch it up a little bit and come on here and do a video with Almond Joy to first say hello to everybody,
Hello,
and
everyone.
then just to backtrack a little bit. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell so that way when I do come on here with videos, you get notified. I always encourage you to give the videos a thumbs up, continue to help the channel grow, and comment in the comment section, even if it's a happy face emoji, just something bright. And if you comment in the comment section, I just ask that you keep your comments clean because we're nice over here. So I wanted to just kind of give you guys a visual of what it looks like over on the other channel. So as you can see in the banner, I'm encouraging you to come over and visit that channel. It's Clean Material 2022. And so over there, we talk about a little bit of everything. So if you want to hear some funny stuff, if you want to get away from what's going on, with all of this madness in this real life that we're experiencing, come over there. Again, we talk about a little bit of everything. But today, we're going to get right into it. And we're going to talk about prepping because that's what many of us are, or in the makings, or we encourage people to prep. And so I wanted to bring Almond Joy on and talk to her about her experience with prepping and what she thinks about it when she started prepping and where she is now with prepping. So without further ado, welcome Almond Joy. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. So I don't know if I mentioned this before, but Almond Joy is the co-host over on the other channel. Okay. So anyway, so let's talk about prepping. You know, we have side conversations all the time with respect to like prepping. So, what do you know? First of all, do you prep?
Yes, I've been prepping for over 20 years, on and off. Um,
Did
you
you
know,
say 20 or two?
20,
Whoa,
20
okay.
years on and off
Okay.
because, there's always something going on. So I will get a good start. You get your supplies, but you have to remember you have to keep your supplies uh, updated. You cannot go into your supplies and use them when you feel that everything in the world is going right. Um, you have to switch out, depending on how long, so like I said, it's been 20 years, so off and on. I've done canning. I did the canned goods and canning with the pressure cooker, canning cans, the cans. At one point, we did noodles. You have to make sure you have all this stuff and you grow and you have to have stuff in containers that will seal the food so that we had one situation where we put a bunch of stuff in the garage and noodles are no in the garage
Really? What happened?
because
Did they
it was in
cook
the
it in
garage.
the
The
garage?
rats the rats smelled the noodles, so
I didn't know noodles had a smell.
well, they're rats, and the garage was outside. It was a separate garage from the house.
Mm.
So at some point, maybe one went and told the rest, but it was a learning lesson to wrap that stuff up in some type of paper or something, or put them in containers. And then with the flashlights and the batteries,
Mm-hmm.
batteries don't last forever. So depending on when you start prepping, like say we go out and we want to start today, and we
Uh-huh.
go out buy a bunch of flashlights,
Uh-huh.
a bunch of batteries, and nothing happens for 10 years,
Okay.
right?
Uh-huh.
So you need to go. I start going out, and unless it says on there they last 10 years, but back 20 years ago, the batteries didn't work like that. They would get black. They would start leaking.
Okay.
So
When they get like rusty too.
rusty, yeah, to get rusty. So you have to go in and interchange that stuff. Takes some, like if you're storing the batteries in the flashlights, you have to go in and make sure that they don't explode and the liquid comes out. My point is, when you're prepping, you have to keep that stuff do maintenance to it. You can't just sit in a room and walk away from it. Depending on the type of storage you have, and the quality
Mm-hmm.
of the materials that you have. Then we went and bought a 50-gallon water barrel, which if you don't have a lot of space, it takes up a lot of room. And depending on your living situations, it was great. It worked very well. The water stayed clean. There was no bugs or anything in it. But, I think we made the choice to buy the 50-gallon with our space. Probably wasn't a good idea. So prepare for your space if you have somewhere to put it. Um, like I said, flashlights, batteries, proper storage for your foods,
Uh-huh.
generators for if you have food in the freezers. Because don't you have the freezers and then you have the generators? So if it goes out, then the food in there will stay fresh.
Will stay frozen. Yes.
Frozen, I mean, not yet frozen.
Yeah. So that was my mindset. I have then I have solar generators, not the gas ones. So yeah, I have solar generators. Yeah, with the mindset of if there was a power outage for an extensive period of time, yeah, I could plug up my deep freezers and my refrigerator.
Yeah, but and like we were talking about the other day, although it also depends on the region or what part of the country you live in, because every disaster is different. Some people get tornadoes. Some people have some people have hurricanes. Some
Like
people
what's going on right now in Florida, right?
right. Some
So
people
what do you think? So let's say if somebody was in Florida and they had all their stuff, they had canned goods, they had water, generators, and all of that. Would you say that that was
I mean,
that
at the end
that
of
was
the
waste?
day, it's a case by case scenario depending on Ian or Maria or whichever hurricane it is.
Mm,
Because you can prepare for that stuff, but depending on the number or
the
I think
category.
the category it is. Because I remember at one point, I forget where it was. People, it must have been in a region where the tides rise, so they would
Hmm.
have boats on top of their houses. So they would, when they see the water, when they see that the water is rising, they climb
Uh-huh.
on top of the houses, and they already have like those little motor boats.
Okay, that's extra smart.
So, like I said, it depends on what your disaster is. And as we were talking about with the earthquakes, it's like you really, I mean, it's always better to be prepared than not prepared.
Right.
So always have something. Always have extra water. Always have some type of canned goods or something to get you through at least 2 week, 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the size of your place.
Mm-hmm.
Help you to get through, or you might have to be rescued. So you want to have enough supplies while you're waiting to get rescued.
Yeah, to hold you
Like, I'm
over.
sure I've never been anywhere where snowed,
Mm,
I've seen people get snowed in that been snowed in 15, 20 days. So I'm sure that they have a pantry or something and they know to store enough stuff for a long period of time in the snow until they get come and get dug out.
yeah, if they were being smart and prepping. So because I think some people think it's a waste of time. I think there are a lot of misconceptions about prepping. I think the whole word it just turns people off.
Like, prepping for what? You don't know. You can't. You don't know the future.
Yeah, and it's
That's just like saying I'm not gonna have extra gas. The gas prices is $5.98. So I'm gonna go to the gas station right now. I'm using this as an example and fill my car up. I'm preparing to have a full tank of gas
right.
just in case something happens and it goes up even more. So then I won't have to pay all of that extra price. You're preparing for the gas to go up more. So you're filling your car up. Preparation.
Excuse me. That's the key right there. Preparation. You're being prepared just in case. Now, I often say, okay, nobody is prepared is prepping or preparing for the end of the world. Because what kind of sense does that make? If it's the end of the world, you can't do nothing with none of this stuff anyway, because
Anyway,
the world is getting ready to be over. So yeah, no, you don't prep for that. You prep for circumstances that are still out of your control, but just not astronomically out of your control.
right. That's why you had a bug out bag. Say if it's an earthquake and it's not that bad, but you can't be in your dwelling. Now you have a bag you can pick up and have a plan to where you're gonna meet your family. You need some water, you need some granola bars or whatever it is that you eat, something that will sustain your body to get you to the next place.
Hmm. So some people they don't get it, and we've been shouting it from the rooftops, kind of like when Noah was building the ark, right? And Noah's like, it's gonna rain, it's gonna rain. And people were like, you crazy as heck. It ain't rained in like never. And you hollering about it's gonna rain. And so, I don't know. It took years and years and years, and then guess what? It rained, and then them people that didn't do anything about it was kind of left looking stuck on stupid, which would be the same thing um, for people who don't prep.
And I had a friend, she
Mm,
would say they would do prepping and stuff like that, and then they would get we call it survival water, and she would say she would go, go in the room to check the survival water, and she's like, she knows she had more, and her husband would drink it, and she's like, why are you drinking the survival water? He was like, because nothing has happened so far yet, and I was thirsty.
he
Oh,
like, I'm trying to survive. I'm trying to survive here and now.
yeah.
I forget 5 years down the line. I need to survive. Like right now, I'm thirsty. I'm about to drink this water.
And I don't feel like going out and getting no more. Why should I let this
Hmm.
perfectly delicious water sit here for another 2 years?
Go to waste.
And he would
Not
drink
drink.
it. And that was like one of their things in their marriage that they would fight about. Because you're drinking all of the survival stuff. You're eating the supplies.
Yes. So when we talking about prepping, it's just so unfortunate about those people over there in Florida and what was the other one, the catastrophe before that was at Mexico or something.
Yeah, I think Mexico had a 7.8 earthquake. Now, like I said, it's different ones, and some you can prepare for more than others, like tornadoes. If you have
Right.
underground shelter with supplies, if you're fortunate enough to make it to your underground shelter. But I haven't seen anything or heard anything from California where, because I know if they used to tell us stand under the doorway. Then they said, don't do that. Then
I
they was
always thought that was a dumbest thing anyway.
so then they would say get under a solid table, and then I think they took that away. I don't know. At this point, I don't even know
What we supposed to
what
do
we supposed to
if
do.
we have an earthquake? Because, like, why would I want to get up underneath a table? I don't care how solid it is.
Right, because it's gonna fall, especially if it's heavy.
If the big cement brick is coming down onto it, guess what? I would just be smashed up underneath the
And I,
table.
and I have a marble table. So I was thinking one day, I'm like, okay, so they want me to get them under a marble table when the
Right?
ceiling is gonna fall on it. The legs are not marble, the legs are wood. So if it falls on me, that's gonna hurt. I
Yeah.
mean, the table's marble, but the legs are wood.
Yeah.
So the pressure from whatever falls on it is gonna break the legs. So I just don't know.
I think they need to revamp. The bottom line is they don't know what to tell you to do. Period.
The
That's why they
guidelines
tell you a
change.
bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna look it up after we get off because the guidelines have most definitely changed.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll tell you don't run out in the yard, don't run out in the street, stay in your houses. So
I don't know. I'm sorry. I have to say, if I can get outside, I think I'm going outside.
right, because you don't want the house to come down. You just don't know,
And just take my chances that where I'm standing at, that ground don't open up. Just
and that's
like
the whole point of it being unpredictable. Unpredictable.
unpredictable. But yeah, so when we go back and we talk about prepping, so at one point in time, I was um, working on growing a garden. I have not done that in a while. I have not done any gardening because it can become overwhelming because you're trying to do a little bit of everything. At least I know I was. I bought the pressure cooker so that I could can. I started doing gardening, balcony gardening, and gardening downstairs on top of my regular shopping for the canned goods and the water and the medical and the fire extinguishers and the emergency ladder and then the generators and then the saving of um, reusable water bottles, refill that up with water in case anything happened and there's a severe water shortage, you got extra water to do something with. And
Right,
then I had the Berkey filter, so I could filter the non-drinkable, water. So it can become overwhelming. So my advice is always just do what you can. I know. So what do you think with respect to people apartment living and trying to prep?
that's what I'm saying. It's you have to. It's more compacted, and some apartments are larger than others, but just have something. If it's one of those Tupperware containers, they have certain size. They're not too big. They don't take too much space, and you can just organize that and maybe slide it under your dining room table or something like that. Or if you have a closet, like a junk closet, I don't know if people have junk closets, but just stuff that you just really don't like a junk drawer. But
Uh,
closet, just take all that stuff you know you're not using, and then you haven't opened it in a long time, and just sit it in there, push it in there, out of sight, out of mind. And then if something happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But also, after a couple of years, go in it and look at it and see what you have to change out.
hmm Even with the generators, I heard somewhere that you should plug them up every few months. So I guess so that the battery doesn't die or something like that. So constantly, charge them up every few months. So, you can keep them fresh. So really there is no excuse to why somebody shouldn't prep or have some kind of preps, even if you're living in tiny spaces.
Right. Because, even just two backpacks. Get you a couple of backpacks, Make sure you have like the little water flares, like the little flares you can break so somebody can see you. A flashlight, the water. They have water tablets. Like say if you put it in the water and it's supposed to clean it, help clean it, so it's
Mm-hmm.
not as contaminated. Backpacks. They have the water packs, band-aids, first aid kit,
Right.
stuff like that. To the little silver. They have those little silver covers. They're not covers. They're like a silver aluminum. You wrap it around you, and and
Like a
your
blanket.
yeah, and your body heat stays in. Now,
Yeah.
honestly, I need to go get some of those because I use those up too. Because it was sometimes it was cold, and I would take them and I would put them in between my sheets.
Oh, okay. Hey.
I'm just saying,
Mhm.
when it got cold up in here, I would, your mind gets. I'm like, oh, I got those survival blankets. So now
Yeah.
I need to go buy some more survival blankets. You
Yes.
can also get a container. They have these like little containers where you put your matches in, and so that they won't get wet, and you'll
Mm-hmm.
be able to strike the matches. It's like a little tube that keeps the matches from getting wet, so you can like start a fire if you need to get warm, whatever you need to start a fire for. But those,
Okay.
those were good as well.
Yeah. So, there can be a lot to it. That's why it's better if you have not already started. Um,
Oh, wait,
get,
let me say this one last thing
uh,
because I always wondered this for years, and I forgot, but I need to. You should always go behind your stove,
mm-hmm.
especially in California with earthquakes. But you should know which way to turn off the gas. They have these little gadgets now. There's everybody's supposed to have them on the
Uh-huh.
back. So if it starts shaking, you're supposed to either turn it left or right to cut off the main line for the gas in the event of an earthquake.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I didn't know that. I guess I better go look behind my stove and see which way I should be turning the knob.
Right. So
Just in
it'll stop the gas because if like right now there's no earthquake, so the gas is coming to the stove.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a latch on there that you're supposed to turn if there's an earthquake. But if you don't know which way to turn it, then like I know you. I don't know which way to turn mine. I forgot. But
Mm-hmm.
it'll stop the gas from coming into the apartment or your house.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. Y'all hear that? Especially if you're in California. Regardless of where you live, you still should probably know which way you
You still
turn
know this. Yeah.
turn that knob so that you err on the side of caution, if need be. And so, for all of you out there, if you have not already started prepping or having additional food, water items, again, go at your own pace, but get going because as you see, things are sky high. I think gas just went up again out of nowhere. Boop.
Another 15 cent in
Yeah,
California.
gas is back up again. You just got all these natural disasters going on all over the place. Again, my prayers go out to those who are in those areas. I hope everybody that's trying to travel out of that area, they make it to where they need to make it to safely. And if you're a person with a disability, mobility issues, you definitely need to be 10 steps ahead because I know that is not easy, especially if you are by yourself or if you are taking care of someone um, that has a disability, that's disabled. So just wanted to come on here and just give some more insight to prepping, try and encourage everybody to prep if you're not already prepping. Don't forget, give the video a thumbs up. We hope you guys have enjoyed our conversation. As I stated earlier, you see the banner at the bottom. Come on over and visit our podcast, Queen Material 2022. Or over there, we talk about a little bit of everything because we know that there's a lot of doom and gloom going on. Um, it's not, it is doom and gloom, but it is something that you definitely need to know about and be informed about because you always want to be informed. But if you want to break up the monotony and watch something a little different, then by all means, we invite you to come on over and check us out over there. With that being said, I'm going to go ahead and we are going to sign off. Did you have anything else you needed to throw out there for these preppers? Anybody that's on the fence about prepping?
Just do what you can and enjoy the rest of your day.
Enjoy the rest of your day. There you have it, folks. All right, don't forget down in the comments section, I would love, 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 love to hear from you guys. I have my faithful few that normally comment, and I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I look forward to hearing from new people. And don't forget, share the video if you think this information can help anybody. Anyway, don't forget to wake up and start every day with an attitude of gratitude. And hopefully, we'll see you guys over on the other channel. But I definitely will be back here to do another video. See you guys.